Welcome back to another Explainer Focus Learners. Today, we're tackling a massive challenge, and honestly, we're going to make it incredibly efficient. We are going to permanently install 25 elite, top-tier English words straight into your brain. And the absolute best part, we're doing this by completely abandoning rote memorization. You can finally say goodbye to staring at flashcards until your eyes glaze over.
Now you might be wondering, how do you permanently lock 25 elite English words into your brain in under 10 minutes? Well, okay, let's dive into this. The secret is combining vivid core images with dramatic mnemonic stories. We're going to connect abstract letters to raw human emotion and unforgettable visual metaphors. By the time we finish up here today, these words will be completely anchored in your mind.
Here's our roadmap for today. We'll be looking at business dynamics, shaping thoughts, innate traits, navigating hardships, and finally, actions and domination.
All right, let's jump right into Section 1, Business Dynamics, focusing on corporate espionage.
Listen to this micro-narrative and really visualize the drama here. A company tried to branch out into new markets, but peers rebelled, polarizing the public, leading to forgery and massive indemnity. Do you hear how those words just anchor the story? That's how you observe these words in their natural habitat, rather than just isolated on some boring page.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the core image behind the word polarize. I want you to imagine a giant, powerful magnet literally tearing society into two extremes, the North and South poles. It completely wipes out any middle ground. So when you use this in an essay, you aren't just saying people disagreed. You're painting a vivid picture of a deeply polarized society being completely ripped into.
Let's look at the rest of this corporate toolkit. Branch out into gives you this crystal clear image of a new branch literally growing out of a trunk, which is absolutely perfect for saying something like branch out into renewable energy. Then there's indemnity. Think of it as a heavy legal shield against financial holes. You'd use it in a letter of indemnity. Forgery is almost like a blacksmith deliberately crafting a fake truth. And peer means looking laterally at an equal, which makes total sense when you think about academic papers being published in a peer-reviewed journal. These specific collocations act as absolute trump cards in your writing.
Moving right along to Section 2, Shaping Thoughts. We're calling this one the Master Plan.
Picture a failing committee desperately trying to save their organization. It plays out like a tense movie trailer. Facing a dark omen, they kicked around ideas until an epiphany struck, empowering them to shoot for a deal and recant past errors.
And this brilliantly illustrates our standout word for this section, epiphany. The core image here is this sudden strike of lightning piercing through a dark fog, instantly revealing the absolute truth. Coming from the Greek roots for appearing, this isn't just a clever little idea. No, this word represents a sudden, profound paradigm shift. It's a real game changer.
I really want you to notice the contrast and weight between these next words. Kick around is highly visual and super casual, kind of like literally kicking a ball of ideas back and forth. But look at recant. The core image here is taking back a song or a public statement. It's a heavy, highly official word. You recant a testimony or maybe a controversial statement. It's totally perfect for human rights or political topics. And hovering over all this strategy is an omen, a dark shadow of the future falling on today.
Okay, Section 3, Innate Traits. Let's look at the new era.
We're going to lift the mood a bit for this one. Imagine a society going through a beautifully positive transformation. A leader believing in intrinsic dignity and innate empathy gave an inspiring speech, turning a lousy past into a vibrant future.
So, the crucial point here is understanding the nuanced difference between these two easily confused heavyweights. Intrinsic is an internal essence. It's a value that doesn't depend on external rewards. Think about the intrinsic value of human life. Innate, on the other hand, is a bit like a born-with operating system. It's genetically installed from birth, completely independent of acquired effort, like an innate capacity for empathy.
The other words in this group are absolutely phenomenal for setting the tone. Inspiring literally means breathing fire into another person's soul. Vibrant means energy is vibrating and echoing out into the world. Imagine describing a vibrant, sustainable economy. And to completely contrast that, we have lousy, which originally meant infested with lice, giving it this raw, thoroughly unpleasant feel. Gross, right? But you definitely won't forget it now. Master these, and you're going to absolutely dominate both reading comprehension tone questions and speaking interviews.
Moving on to Section 4, Navigating Hardships, specifically the IT crisis.
I want you to really dramatize this in your head. A massive tech giant faces a devastating data leak.
In a predicament causing migraines, the CEO loosened the reins, giving precedence to safety so the crisis would blow over. You can almost physically feel the stress and structural toll in that sentence, can't you?
Let's move to and see how this tension builds with the word rein. The core image here is a set of tightened ropes used to forcefully control and suppress a wildly bucking horse. When you use this word, you're painting this intense picture of holding the literal reins on wild government spending, or keeping a tight rein on out-of-control AI regulations.
This specific group of words provides the ultimate toolkit for analyzing political scandals or economic downturns. A predicament isn't just a simple problem, it's a structural dead end with absolutely no safe exit. A migraine implies half the head is paralyzed by pain, a chronic, systemic issue. Precedence is all about taking the absolute front seat, dictating that safety simply must take precedence over profit. And finally, blow over implies the wind weathering away the storm until the scandal naturally subsides.
Finally, we arrive at Section 5, Actions and Domination, the Dictator's Fall.
This is a seriously climactic story about uncovering a dark national secret to fuel an uprising. Rummaging through shrouded secrets of servitude pepped up the rebellion, yet the dictator remained nonchalant.
Let's really focus on that word nonchalant. It describes maintaining an absolute zero, ice-cold mind, even when you're completely surrounded by boiling panic and chaos. The French roots translate beautifully to not having heat. It perfectly captures a dictator's unsettling, chilling lack of emotion while the whole world literally burns around him.
Using these specific verbs shows a highly sophisticated, native-like grasp of nuance. Rummage isn't just searching, it's tearing through chaos. Shroud brings up this eerie imagery of wrapping a corpse in a veil of secrecy. Servitude is being completely stripped of will, totally owned by the system. And notice pep up. Instead of just saying you entertained or improved something, pepping up implies injecting pepper to jolt awake a stagnant economy or a completely tired rebellion.
All right, let's test that new mental hard drive of yours right now. Look at this question. Can you recall the 5 words hidden in the dictator's story without looking? Think about the physical actions and the cold emotion. We had rummage, shroud, servitude, pep up, and nonchalant. If you can actively retrieve those right out of thin air right now, you've instantly cemented your learning. Pretty cool, right?
We're going to wrap up this explainer today with a core philosophy. Rote memorization is completely dead. Connecting high-level concepts to human stories and vivid imagery is the absolute ultimate hack for mastering the English language. You don't need to force these words. You just need to see them. So as you walk away today, I want to leave you with this provocative thought. What incredible story are you going to build for your next vocabulary list? Keep visualizing, keep learning, and I'll see you in the next explainer.